Texas has a little-known program aimed at helping to conserve one of its most precious resources. Recently, the Texas Water Trust got its first donation in 2 decades. Joining us today to talk about her reporting into this gift and the program itself is Alejandra Martinez with the Texas Tribune. Alejandra, welcome back to our show and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Your story really interested me, so I'm excited to talk more about this, partially because the Texas Water Trust is not really something that I would imagine a lot of people know about. So remind us about how that works and what it does exactly.
Yeah, that's because a lot of people don't really know about it. I mean, several state agencies have even admitted to this, and it's because this program was created in the 1990s. It's been around for over 30 years, and essentially at its core, it is an opportunity for people who own water rights. These can be landowners, for example, to voluntarily donate their water to the state to preserve and conserve water in rivers and streams and so on. So, this is to keep the water that you are entitled to in bodies of water. And they do that because, several reasons is what I've been told. Either they want to improve water quality, when rivers get low, water remains stagnant, that decreases water quality. That also hurts fishes and other, water little beings. So that might be another reason. And another can simply just be to secure water, especially in times of drought or extreme heat when reservoirs or other rivers and streams can go low.
Yeah, that's especially timely for right now. So your
Yeah.
latest report focused on a rancher out in East Texas, and you wrote about him donating part of his water rights to the state. So give us some background first about this man.
Yeah, so his name is Bob Sanders. He owns a ranch in Marion County, northeast Texas, close to the Texas-Louisiana border. Where his ranch is located is between Lake of the Pines, which is an existing reservoir in that area of the state, and Caddo Lake, the
Hmm.
state's only naturally occurring lake. And so between that sits his ranch, which is kind of situated along the Big Cypress Bayou, a very critical and essential river stream in that area that supplies for him water for his cattle, for his land. And so he even talks about how so much of his ranching operation strategy is very dependent on the river, how high it is and how low. And so for him, he's always been very environmentally conscious from what he tells me. But what really struck him in terms of concerns for his water supply was the drought of 2011.
Hmm.
He said there was little to no rainfall for almost 5 years, and he really felt like his operation could break apart because there was no water in Big Cypress Bayou. So that really got him thinking about how can I protect the water that belongs in this bayou? And that's an essential theme of the story and his story is the land that belongs to the earth where it came from.
So he donates this now, or at
Yeah.
least part of it, to the Texas Water Trust. So what kinds of things could the state do with that next?
Yeah, so we're talking about surface water in this instance, and that is, the way that surface water is governed is kind of it depends how senior your water right is. For example, if I have a very, old water right that goes back to, let's say, the 1960s, and someone has another water right that goes back to the 1990s, I have that first in right, is what they say.
Hmm.
And so when there is a drought in the area, I get priority by having the oldest water right to those however many acres of water that water right contains. And so in times of drought, when this is happening, this being as part of a state water right, he donated his water right to the state. My understanding is that's secured, and so the state will do its best to its best ability to make sure that that said number volume of water stays in that river and stream, and I guess in this case, Big Cypress Bayou.
So fascinating, and I would hope
Yes.
that everybody at home will give a chance to read this story from Alejandra Martinez. You can find it on the Texas Tribune's website, so I'll direct you there. But thank you again so much for joining us and for reporting this really interesting story. We appreciate highlighting it today.
Thank you for having me and your interest. It was so nice talking.
Yeah.